I'm going to just briefly mention what I'm doing here, what's happening, other than being discombobulated. What am I doing here? I decided that no matter what else happens, um, that I'm going to show up every third Friday and do something. I mean, this is supposed to be a group meeting time, but there always seems to be something that is changing. So I decided no matter what, I set this time up. So I'm going to adhere to this time every third Friday of every month. Now, there may be other meetings, or there may be times when there are people with me, because there are 6 founders, and we're very often not on the same meetings together because of timing. Some women are in England. I think we're all over the place, actually. I'm in Seattle, Washington, in America. So it's hard for us to get the connection. Because sometimes we'll make an appointment, or I think there is an appointment, and then I come and I will look, and so much has been changed. And so I thought, okay, if I just stick to this no matter what, then whatever else they do, because it could be any day with everyone, when you're trying to match schedules. So I figure whatever else they do, um, I'll always be able to stop by and do something every third Friday. So that's a good thing, right? I have noticed I kind of disappeared because I have missed every one of those group meetings since I wasn't holding them. So I just have not been able to get to them, and I don't know exactly when they are even. Times change, and people's lives change. It's part of it. When you got 6 different people from all over the world, it's hard to get that schedule exactly together. So I decided I would at least say something, because I've missed several of these events, and I feel like I'm just getting lost. I'm not really having an opportunity to say anything, or to even just come and share my own word, or have people ask me anything or know who I am. Anyway, I wanted to come and just say that I'm really happy. I just was certified as a spiritual life coach, and I'm really proud of that. I'm working on another certification. I just wanted to get them all done as I could, when I could, so that I have more that I can share with people when I'm doing the work that I do. I wanted to have more depth. Um, I wanted to actually, I want to help, I want to actually be able to help people find the solution that they're seeking. I'm not sure if, excuse me, if astrology alone, especially the way Western astrology, the traditional Western astrology, I'm not sure if that is enough. Because, having knowledge is good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having knowledge, right? Um, but I think it goes deeper than that. I mean, because how many people get knowledge and then they don't know exactly what to do with it? Because I really don't know if people do what they do because they don't know. I think they know. I think it's just a coach is someone to help you to do what it is you know. So, or for you to come to your own conclusions about what it is you want to do with what you know. Because really, it's just about you coming to your own and doing what's right for you. So I'm really excited to be a spiritual life coach. Now I'm working on being a manifestation and abundance coach. I also was certified as a meditation and meditation coach and facilitator. So my goal is to gain more intelligence and to share what I know with those who would benefit from those things. So one of the things I learned this week, which I thought was, I guess, is the basics, the basics, but I'm just going to go over it really quickly because I thought it would be a cool thing to talk about. I talked about it in my YouTube show last night, and if you have not checked me out on YouTube, you can do that by going to Astrology, a look inside on YouTube. And I've got tons of stuff there, okay? So, but one of the things that I got this huge aha was about the fact that, being awake, being aware is vital because the conscious mind is what is making all the major decisions in our life. That's our ability to really do anything. It's the hearing and the touching and the seeing and the tasting and the feeling, the ability to accept or reject. And also, there's the creative senses. That's the imagination, the will, the intuition, the memory, the reason, and the perception. And the funny thing is, what made me think about this and what stood out to me so much. See, and this is where I digress from everyone else, because I was talking about the fact that a certain political party had asked people to not be awake, and how I believe that's propaganda. It's not good. Even if it's just on the word play of it all, but it literally is asking people to be unconscious, to not be aware, to not consciously be a part of life. And I don't know about you, but there's very little that we can do when we're not consciously aware. I know there's many things that people do subconsciously without knowing, but the conscious mind is what's actually making all the major decisions. And so if you're operating not on a conscious level, you're not really making any major decisions at all. I think they've been brainwashed. As I went through this, because the unconscious mind are feelings, right? So they're saying get stuck in your unconscious mind or your feelings. Content, unacceptable, unpleasant, not fully aware. But the conscious mind is our mental processes. It's our memory. It's our awareness. We have to be aware to operate mechanical things like cars, and do complicated things, things we do without thinking. But our consciousness and subconsciousness can be very complicated. And it's really important to be awake so that you know what's going on. So you can have the whole human experience. Because if you're not awake, you're not having an entire human experience. You're like a shadow, a specter. You're not. Your mental processes are not there. Also, one of the things that it was just talking about the conscious, the senses, the thinking, the hearing, the touching, the seeing, the tasting, the smelling. And these bring in all the information. This is how we really decipher and determine things without being awake in order to do that. It's really all that we pay attention to. Like, is this true? Is this serving me? having the ability to accept or reject, and to actually ask your mind, yourself, is this serving me? Is this true? Is this something? Is this a yes? Is this a no? Am I going to accept or reject this? Because we mostly absorb everything regardless of whether we're aware of it or not. And a lot goes in subconsciously. But our minds think 80,000 to 90,000 thoughts a day, on a subconscious level. We don't even realize it. It's happening in spite of us. And so it's important that we really consciously put in what we want into the conscious mind, to regulate, because the subconscious is, it has no regulation. Okay, it can't tell what's real or not real. It's part of it. Now there's 6 creative senses, um that are important. Okay. And that's why when you're using your conscious mind, you get to use these creative senses. So when I tell you these, I think you'll understand why I spent like a half an hour on this on my show last night. But the 6 creative senses are imagination, will, intuition, memory, reason, and perception. So when they're saying to not be awake, or there's something wrong with being awake, on an energetic level, on actually just really literally, they're saying don't be imaginative, don't use your imagination, don't use your will, don't use your intuition, don't use your memory, don't use your reason, and don't use your perception. And I have a huge problem with that. So I thought, okay, that's it. I'm going to spread this message all over the place, because I really believe that so many of us are living in our subconscious mind. We're just doing things on a subconscious level that in reality, it is not necessarily the best for us, but it might be something that, say, your grandmother did and then your mother did. And so now you feel that you should do, or that you grew up learning to do, or that you somehow took on. It could be a family shame, or I don't know. It's so crazy what we do because of the subconscious mind, because of what we're not consciously aware of. And my thought is, regardless of what's going on, if we're not consciously putting in what we want into our mind, then subconsciously anything can be going into our mind. When we watch TV, the movies that we watch, the shows, the people that we hang around with, that's why your associations are so vital. The messages that you listen to, the people that you believe in, these all make a huge difference in our life. So it's important that we are actively aware and in control of the things that are going into our mind, that is affecting our conscious and subconscious belief patterns, because these are vital things. These change everything. And like I said, if you like to know more about this conversation, I did almost a 2-hour show on YouTube last night. I'm going to put it on my podcast. You're invited. Go check that out at Astrology, a Look Inside. Okay. Now, I just wanted to come and say something, because I just feel like every time the other ladies get together, I continually miss being a part of whatever it is they're doing. I don't know. I think they're meeting Tuesday. No, I don't know. But I wanted to come do something, because I think it's been about 3 months even since I've come and said anything to the scene crowd. And we get more people at scene every single day, which is wonderful. It's nice to see the group grow and to have new members. I want to invite you to um, come and share your own personal story. What I would love to see in the group, it would be wonderful if and don't be shy, okay? Don't be shy. If members just post um their spiritual awakening story, like what drew you into the spiritual um realm of things. Like, a lot of us are woo woo or spiritual, but we all have a story about how we got to be who we are today and why we pursue the studies and the beliefs that we pursue today. I think one of the group chats that I was in, we were each sharing our own individual spiritual awakening story. And I think it would be nice to just to get to know everybody, just to know who you are. Are you working in a spiritual business or realm? How, what was your spiritual awakening? Is there anything that you could offer to the group as a spiritual person? I don't want anyone to feel shy or that they can't be a part of things. So I want to open the door um, to our group members to feel free to share your personal story. I'm not saying to come and try to sell us or anything, but just share your story. Let us get to know you, and I think that would be great. The more we know about each other, the better it is. Okay. So anyway, you guys, I did not come to stay here and just stay on all day. I just came to share a couple of words, something that was on my heart about making sure that you're consciously aware. Anything, person, place, group, organization that tells you not to be awake, we have got to, just view that with a couple of grains of salt. That's not good. I don't think anyone should be telling you not to be consciously aware. It's vital for life, being consciously aware. And so to me, that's a red flag. But everyone's different. They see things different. They experience things different. But please protect your right to your creative senses. And again, I'll go over them before I go so that you remember what your natural right, your creative senses, the creators of thoughts and ideas are. Okay, that is your imagination, your will, your intuition, your memory, your reason, and your perception. Okay, I think this is vital because some would take away even your perception of things. We all have what they call agency. That agency gives us all the ability to see and experience things differently. That's part of perception. And it's something that we all have. And we have a right to have that perception. So do exercise your will and your perception and all of the six senses. Okay. Anyway, this has been Adrienne. I am one of the founders at Scene. I thank you for being a member of our group, and we'll have more coming up soon. I know that some of the founders have some ideas of things they would like to share with you. In the interim, I will show up every third Friday, regardless if there's a group meeting that day or not. I'll definitely show up myself every third Friday to share a message, just like I did today. Okay. Much love to you. Many blessings. Okay. I'll talk to you soon.